and welcome back to my channel. If this is the first time that you're on my channel, I'm Vanessa and I and welcome to the fam. So guys, today's reading is a really exciting one. It is all about when you're going to get married and to whom. And in theme with today's topic, I decided to wear a big princess / wedding-esque dress because why not? So guys, in order to help you figure out when you're going to get married and to whom, I have prepared 4 groups, 4 crystals that you may choose from. So I would like you to pick one of these 4 crystals intuitively. So the 4 crystals are as follows. We have the Diopside, we have the Coffee Obsidian, we have the Amethyst, as well as the Amber. All the timestamps to the 4 groups are in the description box as well as pinned to the comment section, so you can fast forward to your reading. And if you liked this video and found it fun and entertaining, make sure that you share this video with a friend, somebody close to you who you know would love to find this information out, even if it's just for fun. So yeah, you guys, I don't want to spend too much time within the intro. I would rather spend more time within your individual groups, figuring out exactly when and to whom you're gonna get married. So I'm going to be starting off immediately with the first group, which corresponds to the Diopside, and to all of my other gorgeous groups. I will catch you at the click of your timestamp. Hello group number 1 and welcome to your reading. So you chose the Diopside group number 1 and I want to get straight into your reading to figure out exactly when and to whom you are going to get married. So first and foremost, we have the 10 of Acorns as well as the Hanged Man. So in the 10 of Acorns, one thing that I see here is that the kind of person that you're going to get married to is somebody who has a high sense of responsibility and they're very dedicated. They're the kind of person who may have been kind of like a player personality prior to meeting you, but after meeting you, they're like, no, I'm dedicated to the cause. I want to make sure that I put all my eggs in this basket and then I nurture this basket called this relationship, this marriage. In the Hanged Man, one thing that I see though, group number 1, is that you will need a little bit of patience until you actually tie the knot. And the thing with that, in correlation to the traits of the person that you're going to get married to, is because they need to build trust. They need to be sure that you are the one, and it just takes a little bit more time for them to tie the knot. Now, that does not mean that you're not going to meet them soon. That simply means that, you know, until the actual wedding happens is going to take time. But it could be for various reasons. Maybe your dream venue or the budget that you need is not quite there yet, so it might need a little bit of time for you just to get all of your ducks in a row before the actual event. But let's move a little further into your reading. So we have the Jaguar as well as the Raven. So group number 1, in the Raven, I want you to know that this person that you're meant to get married to is somebody who just loves your bubbly personality. They love the fact that, you know, you're not always loud or outgoing or obnoxious, but in those private moments where it's just the two of you, you have a lot of like outbursts of just fun energy, as I can see here in the Jaguar, that you are almost kind of like a release to them. You're almost like somebody where they feel like they can just let loose, have fun, and relax. They don't need to worry about what kind of impression they're making, whether you're gonna get them or not. You just get each other. It's not awkward when you're together in a room and nobody's saying anything. It's actually comfortable because you both know that you're just chilling. Then we have the Sea Turtle as well as the Deer. So the Deer is all about power, and I want you to know that the person that you're going to get married to is somebody who is powerful, is somebody who has created stability within their life. So why am I getting sugar daddy vibes here from your person, group number 1? Just kidding, but they're somebody who is successful and who has created financial stability so they can focus more on the marriage, more on the relationship, and just overall it is something that they have always wanted. The Sea Turtle corresponds to the number 8. The number 8 is all about abundance, especially in the earthly realms, and just knowing basically that things are okay financially, knowing that that is not where there is kind of like a holdup. That is a situation that they have dealt with, that they have put in place to just focus on life. So they did work really, really hard at an earlier point in their life. So they're looking to live now, to catch up on enjoying life. And then we have the Initiation as well as Boundaries. So one thing that I see here in boundaries is just the fact that this person who you are meant to get married to is somebody who had to set a lot of boundaries with their friends and their family, especially their family, okay? Because they are successful and because they have kind of gotten themselves to a certain point of comfort within their life, a lot of people expect that they would pay for things when things go south, that they need to take care of others, and like just the expectation is always there that because this person that you are meant to marry has done well, they should be there for everybody else. They should provide for everybody else. And I see here in the initiation that, you know, for a while they allowed that to happen. For a while they were kind of the one who always picked up the tab, who always helped everybody out who needed something, but they have set those boundaries. They have established those boundaries because they realize that if they just give, they have nothing left for themselves. And the same goes if you feel as though your friends or family may kind of reach out to them in an inappropriate way, wanting something from them. I want you to know, group number one, that they will set boundaries there too, and they will discuss any of those situations prior to executing anything. They will discuss it with you. Then we have perfect timing as well as no. So it's very clear, group number one, that you're supposed to get married when everything kind of falls into place, when kind of like your dream dress, your dream venue, your dream person, all of the ducks are in a row, everything is perfectly aligned. That is when you're supposed to move forward. Until then, if there's just one thing that is not working out or one thing that is not ready, it is a clear no. It is not going to work out, and you're not going to be in a position where a wedding is going to happen. So it's very important for you to be patient, all because the universe knows that in order for you to be happy, we need to get this occasion to as close as perfect as we possibly can, and the universe does not want to screw that up because it knows that you have certain things that just need to be in place in order for you to feel safe, secure, and comforted moving forward with this really big milestone in your life. Then we have the 6 of crystals as well as the 8 of crystals. But I see that here on your kind of path to getting married, you're well on your way. That is one thing that I see in the 8 of crystals. You're very close to meeting this person, forming the connection, and starting to work towards that special day. So know that, like I said, you will be with them for a good amount of time before you actually tie the knot, due to planning reasons and just due to the fact that they really want to be sure. They don't want to basically be with anybody where they have any doubts or concerns. So they will want to go through different kind of situations in life to the point where they can be like, yeah, no matter what I go through, I can trust him or her, and I want to get married to him or her. So they need a little bit of time for that connection to forge. And in the 6 of crystals, I see here that they just really thrive and feed off of like synergy, when you guys can both lift each other up, empower one another. And that is the kind of relationship that they're looking for and the kind of thing that they're interested in. And they want to first really test going through rough, rocky patches before they feel as though things are ready. So group number one thing that I want you to know here is that you're close to meeting them. Give it a little bit of time to really form, for the connection to solidify, but marriage is coming, okay, with this person who really wants to just settle down and who wants to be with somebody who they can trust, because it is hard when you're successful to know who to trust and who's only there because, you know, it's convenient. So I truly hope that you enjoyed this reading. If you did, leave a little jaguar emoji down below in the comment section, and also just as a token of good luck when it comes to love. So I hope that you're doing well, group number one, and I will see you in one of my upcoming videos. Hello, group number 2, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the Coffee Obsidian group number 2, and I want to move straight into your reading to figure out exactly with whom and when you are going to get married. So we have the 8 of Acorns as well as the Knight of Acorns. So in the Knight of Acorns, I see that this person is most likely going to be of a fire sign. Think Leo, think Aries. I see here in the Knight of Acorns that they're the kind of person who is really passionate to take action and has a strong sense of just like getting things done, okay? They have a drive, they are a driving force. In the 8 of Acorns, I see here a lot of energy and that they're just focused on results. So your person is somebody who wants to make sure that whatever they put energy into has a tangible kind of results that comes out of it. They're not the kind of person who is just here to dream, who is just here to say, oh, I wish X, Y, and Z was happening in my life. They're the kind of person who will go out and make X, Y, and Z happen in their life. So they're kind of an overachiever, maybe a little bit of a perfectionist. This may be something that you appreciate, that you really like, but it could also be something that drives you a little bit nuts, group number 2. But let's move a little further into your reading, shall we? We have the 10 of Acorns. So in the 10 of Acorns, we have just more traits of this person that ties into who they are. So as I said, they are energetic, they're very result-oriented and driven, and the 10 of Acorns is all about them taking responsibility for their actions, as well as putting their dedication towards causes that make them feel accomplished, that make them feel like they're doing something that is making an actual difference in this world to their life and the lives of others. Then we have strength. So they're very courageous, and they're the kind of person who is okay with having to endure through difficult challenges, difficult situations in order to get to a point where they feel as though, okay, I have accomplished my goal, I can move on to the next. So even through difficult times, they will stick by you. So this is not only in their work or whatever it is that lights them up, aside from your connection. This also has to do with who they are in the relationship with you. So know that when things are rocky or not going the way you wish that they were going, they are going to find a way to work it out. They're very old-fashioned, okay? They're conservative when it comes to marriage. They want to get married once and afterwards kind of just work things out. When things aren't going well, they're not thinking of leaving or just throwing the relationship away. They are like, hey, how can we fix this? How can we mend this? And how can we bring things back on track? Then we have the chameleon. So don't be fooled, group number 2. This person is not somebody who is just kind of like will follow you around like a lost puppy. This person is confident, and this person will put on different kind of personalities to make sure that they don't seem as though they are depending on you, okay? They are ever changing and ever evolving because there's constant movement in their life, because they're constantly going after different things, different kind of goals that they have set for themselves. They themselves are ever changing, and they themselves can, you know, switch from being very goal-oriented and focused to all of a sudden being really playful and chill. So a lot of change is something that you should expect in this relationship. And in the Deer, I see here that that is something that makes them feel powerful. Whenever they tick off another goal, another thing that they have wanted to accomplish in their journal, in their little goal area on their goal board, that gives them more power. That gives them a more of this kind of confidence where they feel as though their track record is full of so many things that have been accomplished. What else could go wrong? You know, what could possibly go wrong? What else can they achieve? So they're constantly pushing themselves to their limit. Then we have look for a sign as well as unlikely. So one thing that I see here is that it's important for you when you're kind of dating to look out for the fact that you will know who this person is immediately. Like I said, a fire sign, they're somebody who is very energetic, who is very driven when it comes to the things that they're passionate about, and they always look for ways to overcome obstacles and challenges. They never let anything stop them. So you will feel this kind of energy oozing out of them the moment you meet. And in unlikely, I see here that while, you know, this is about when you're going to get married, I want you to know that for them, they thought that the likelihood of getting married was very unlikely. It's not something that they ever thought about. It's not something that they were particularly into or wanted particularly strongly, but because of your connection and your relationship, they are open to it. Because of you, they are thinking, well, maybe this unlikely scenario can be turned around. Maybe maybe this unlikely scenario that I never thought would be for me, this person is a sign because they found me and they fit perfectly into my life. Then in choose a new direction, one thing that I see here is exactly that. Them choosing a new direction, them being okay with adapting. And like I said, they're constantly evolving. They're the kind of person who constantly looks for ways in which they can become better. So they're going to change the direction and move into a more selfless area where they are getting married because that is something that you would like. So if you would like that, and it makes you happy, they want that. So we have a few cards here that just jumped right out of the pile that want to have a say in your reading. So let's figure out exactly what those are. We have Get Grounded, we have Imrama, as well as Akasha. So I want you to know here in Akasha that this whole thing is divinely guided, and the whole situation of who you're going to get married to is almost like already written in the universe somewhere, written in the stars. There is a specific person picked out for you. There is a specific person who you're being called to journey in this life with. And in Imrama, I want you to know that you will meet this person in a moment where you feel really drawn to going out and doing something. So going out and doing something could mean, for instance, going to a get together, going to an event. You could also just be called to go to the grocery store, and that's where you meet them. Another thing that you could be called to do is to set up, for instance, a dating app that you didn't think of doing, but all of a sudden you have this urge. One day you wake up and you're like, I really need to get on this platform, or I really feel like I should check out this part of the internet, and that's how you're going to meet. Then in Get Grounded, I see here that you both really connect through nature. This person that you're supposed to get married to is somebody that you will most likely have a kind of like nature-esque wedding with, going to be outside. You're going to feel as though that really grounds you, and that really celebrates the essence of your relationship and your soon-to-be marriage. The fact that you both ground each other, you both support each other, you're both dedicated to one another, and you're unafraid to stick by each other's side, whether, you know, things are going well or things are in a difficult place. So if you made it all the way to this point of the reading, leave a little elephant emoji down below in order to let me know, and just as a token of good luck for love. So group number 2, this is the reading that I received for you. I really hope that it was insightful. I hope that it gave you a good idea as to, you know, who you're getting married to, and just the fact that this situation is one where it could go either way. So you can meet them rather quickly. It could also take a little bit more time, depending on how much you're listening to your intuition. As I said, you're going to meet them when you go down a path guided divinely by your intuition and you feel like, I just really have to do this. So you can either resist the urge to do so, and then that will take a little longer to meet them, or you can just jump right into it, okay? Lean into allowing your intuition to guide you to take action, and you will meet them sooner rather than later. So sooner rather than later, you may ask yourself, what does that mean? Sooner rather than later means in months instead of years. So group number 2, I hope that you're staying safe. Thank you so much for joining me in today's video, in today's reading. I hope that you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new, and I will see you in one of my upcoming videos. Hello group number 3, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the Amethyst, group number 3, and this is a stone that really connects to your intuition. So if you constantly feel drawn to this stone, not just because of its appearance, but because you can subconsciously feel a deep connection, and know that the Amethyst really brings out your psychic abilities, as well as I said, your intuitive abilities. So that may be why you felt drawn to it, but let's get into your reading to figure out exactly to whom and when you're getting married. So we have the 5 of shells as well as the 4 of shells. A lot of shells here, which means that this is something that is really bound to emotions and just how you feel emotionally. In the 4 of shells, one thing that I see here is that you are meant to be with this person because even after a lot of soul searching and reevaluation, you feel as though there is a certain amount of stability here. You feel as though your emotions are safe. You can kind of like cry in front of them, be yourself in front of them, as I can see here in the 5 of shells, that they always kind of give you this spark even when you're really down. So they can make you smile even when you're really down. They're the kind of person that can make you kind of be in a positive headspace again. Even when you're traumatized by something, even when you feel like all hope is lost, they're always there to uplift you. Then we have the Three of Acorns as well as the World. So the World is one of the most favorable cards in the tarot. I want you to know in the World that this marriage is full of fulfillment, this marriage is full of celebration, and it's just going to be a really happy time for you. And the Three of Acorns, I see here that you will be able to explore a lot of new things with this person. And I also see just a lot of planning, you know, planning to, for instance, add to your family, whether that is a human baby, a fur baby, just kind of a lot of foresight in where you're going, and already seeing the two of you in a rocking chair at 80 years old, still spending the days together. So I definitely see a very whimsical kind of atmosphere here, and just the fact that you both have the same vision. You're both hopeless romantics, you both love love, and secretly you really want these mushy kind of things, these mushy and very, how should I call this? These very lovey things that may be embarrassing to say. You both just have a mutual understanding that you want them, even if you don't say it out loud every single day. And then we have the Raven as well as the Deer. So in the Raven, one thing that I see here is that this person who you're meant to marry is somebody who works in an industry where they always need to be on top of things, where they always need to be tuned into the latest news. So they could actually be someone who is, for instance, a news anchor or works in media, but they could also just be somebody who works in finance and needs to make sure that they're in check, in tune with the changes in the stock market, with the changes in the economy. I can see here in the Deer that they're a powerful person. Whatever it is that they do, they're in a position where they call a lot of shots and where people look up to them. Then we have the Hyena as well as the Orca. So one thing that I can see here in the Orca is just the fact that they're very family oriented. Okay, so they're the kind of person who will want to get married and instantly like add on to the family, or maybe the marriage even happens because there is a little family member on the way, if you know what I mean. Then in the Hyena, I see here that they're kind of like the person who has fear that is intrinsic, and they don't allow other people to know, and they don't show it. So whenever they're worried about something, they kind of keep it to themselves. The type of person that you're going to get married to prefers to be the rock, prefers to be the one who kind of needs to be strong, instead of requiring of their family and friends, the people closest to them, to have to be that anchor. They like to be the person who is the rock and who is strong and who's there for others. Then we have unlikely. So group number 3, what does unlikely mean? In correspondence to the rest of your reading, one thing that I see here is that things are unlikely to remain as they are. So I see that there's a lot of change coming in this relationship and in this commitment. So they may quit their job to, for instance, start a business with you. They may, for instance, want to add on immediately to family. They want to immediately kind of already look into the future and change things in a way that really works for you and them. They feel as though the life that they led before you, without you, is not really a life that they want to continue, or that they feel really suits where they're at with you. Then, and if you believe, I see here that you're meant to meet them sooner rather than later. You're meant to meet them in a situation that you did not expect to meet them in. And one thing that I see with you, group number 3, is just the fact that as soon as you let go of doubt, as soon as you let go of questioning yourself, of second guessing whether you're ever going to get married or ever be in a amazing committed relationship, that is when this person is almost kind of going to fall in your lap, if you will, because all of a sudden the doubt and any kind of insecurities are gone and the universe can just do its work. Then in let go, I want you to know that you really just need to let go of fear. You have to let go of emotions that are holding this connection back, keeping it away from you, and kind of signalizing that you're not ready. Because when you're not in a place, in a state where you're able to receive. When you're just worried, paranoid, unsure, then of course you're going to attract people on that wavelength. You're going to attract people who are not necessarily the best kind of match for you, where there may be toxic relationships that form due to the fact that you're just attracting people who are attracted to, say, insecurity, worry, anxiety, and that is not the kind of person that you're meant to marry, group number 3. Then we have a transformation, as well as answer the call. So I want you to know here that going through a little bit of a transformation as to how you feel about your love life, how you feel about getting married, that is going to lead you to a point where you can just basically answer the call, answer the calling of, you know, feeling like you have to go and do something, and that is where you're going to meet them. It's almost going to feel like destiny. It's going to feel like it was meant to be. But the important thing is to first, in transformation, allow yourself to go through these fundamental changes where you just get rid of any sort of energy that is still around that has to do with your love life, that has to do with getting married, that does not serve that cause, or that is attracting somebody who you're not meant to be with and somebody who you are not meant to marry. So if you're meant to kind of be with this person sooner, know that it has everything to do with how quickly you allow this transformation to happen, how much you allow new energy in and let old energy out that doesn't serve you and that is only attracting the wrong kind of person. And with wrong, I don't mean that they can't teach you any lessons. I just mean more toxic relationships and relationships that are not destined to last. So save yourself the time, group number 3. Let go of, you know, anxiety, let go of vibrations that are attracting people who like that or people who vibrate on that same frequency. Get on a frequency on which you can attract your life partner, the person that you're supposed to marry, and watch them follow into your life not long after. Watch them kind of like almost fall into your life just a few weeks or months later. So group number 3, this is a reading that I received for you. I hope that you enjoyed it and I hope that you found it insightful. If you did, leave a little whale emoji down below in order to let me know, and as a token of good luck when it comes to love. So I hope that you're doing well, and I will see you in one of my upcoming readings. Hello, group number 4, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the amber group number 4, which is actually not technically a crystal. It is a piece of fossilized tree resin. So really, really old tree resin that has formed into this beautiful little, I can't even call it a crystal, fossilized tree resin. So let's move into your reading to figure out exactly when and to whom you're supposed to get married. So we have the 7 of crystals as well as love. So group number 4, I see here that love is something that is on its way for you. I see here in love that you have to remember that you have a choice, okay? You can either be a lover or kind of like a skeptic. So open your heart a little bit, group number 4, and know that the person who you are meant to be with is somebody who will actively choose you and you will actively choose them. It won't just be like a, oh, it's convenient, oh, I kind of like this person. It will be a very strong, passionate connection where you're both like, wow, this is something that I dreamt of but didn't think existed. So know that you are both kind of in a state right now where you're valuable in the love market, but you're actively going to choose each other. You're actively going to be like, hey, this connection is what I wanted. This connection is really one that I see going somewhere, so I actively choose to be with you. I actively choose to get married to you and spend the rest of my life with you. Then we have the sacred ibis. So in the sacred ibis, I see here that the person that you're meant to get married to is somebody who is a student of life. They never feel as though they already know everything. They're not a know-it-all at all. And they're happy to learn from you. So if there's anything that you know a lot more of than they do, they're happy to listen. They're an amazing listener, and that is why they're able to learn, because they don't feel as though they always need to be talking and as though they have something interesting to say. They want to listen to what others have to say, and they want to soak up all of the information that they can. And that is something that also kind of makes them very smart, kind of gives them a lot more insight than other people have, because they have spent more time learning, they have spent more time listening than just blabbering. And then we have the red fox. as well as the hyena. So in the red fox, one thing that I see here is just the fact that they are very strategic. So when it comes to marriage, okay, they're going to look at how many taxes do they need to pay if they get married to. They're going to look at where's the best place to live, where's the best place to be in correlation to both your workplaces. So they're somebody who likes to keep their finances in check. They're somebody who likes to make sure that no penny is like spent too much in certain places. So I want you to know here that they may be like a little bit fearful of letting go, of having that kind of grip on the situation, because they know that having such a grip on the situation is only going to cause friction. So they're trying very hard not to do so. They want to give you like a good budget for the wedding. They want to make sure that you are happy, and they want to try and put that side of them kind of a little bit in the back seat, because they know that that is just not always possible when you're with somebody else. So they're a little bit stingy on themselves, but not with you, group number 4. Then we have be assertive as well as romance. So this is again just an indication of what a passionate kind of relationship this is going to be. We have romance as well as love. So you trust each other, you actively chose one another, you're the kind of people who are attractive to society standards, and you two are being assertive. Both of you assertively chose one another. Both of you chose to be in this committed kind of marriage, in this, well, not kind of, in this committed marriage, in this committed relationship, and you did so because you felt as though the connection was really right. And the connection is very meaningful and deep because you're only with each other for love. There is no other thing that this person there is no other reason why this person is with you, and there is no other reason why you are with this person other than love. Then we have the perfect timing as well as meditation brings answers. So I want you to know that getting married is something that will happen when it is supposed to happen, and you can get answers through being more in tune with yourself, being more in a meditative state. Allow yourself to engage in meditation. Allow yourself to feel it out. Group number 4, for you, it's not something that's just like written all over your reading. It really has to do with where you're at mentally, and that will decide when you get married. If you're somebody who is really ready, if you're somebody who is ready to marry their life's partner, then of course it's going to happen quicker. But if you're a little bit unsure, if you're at a state right now, if you're at a state of, what is happening with me, group number 4? If you're in a state of mind right now where marriage is just not something that you're thinking of, if marriage is just not something that you feel is really realistic, then know that it will require more time. Know that you will require a little bit more time to just get to a point where you feel 100% ready and where the timing is really as it should be. But let's move a little further into your reading. We have the mirror as well as trust your path. So one thing that I see here is that you're a little bit worried about making the wrong decision. And trust your path, I see here that you need to ask yourself if it was going to work out anyways, if this is a marriage that would last forever anyways, what would you do? You would move forward, wouldn't you? So ask yourself that question and move forward on the note that you feel most connected to. So if you feel like, yeah, if I just knew this would last forever, and it's not just a whirlwind, and it's not just a whirlwind in the moment deep romance, I would go for it. Go with what your gut is telling you. If your gut tells you like this is more than just a moment, this is more than just now, this is a path that is supported, allow yourself to go for it, because a lot of this decision making is in your hands. I see that this person is willing to get married, is wanting to get married, but I see here in the mirror that sometimes you're just really triggered, sometimes you just get a little bit insecure, you get a little bit unsure about the whole thing, and that then brings you back to ground zero of working on getting married. Last but not least, we have the world as well as the 5 of shells. I want you to know in the world that celebration, happiness, fulfillment is coming. It is just coming in due time. It is just coming when the timing is right, okay? So I want you to know here that this is all up to you. They want to get married. They're ready. They want to tie the knot. They know that you are the one as soon as they have chosen you. So I want you to know here in the 5 of shells that you just have to readjust your expectations a little bit, as well as your fears. Readjust your expectations in the sense of not feeling like, you know, the marriage needs to be perfect, of knowing that sometimes things will go wrong, sometimes things will be difficult, and also readjusting when it comes to where you're at emotionally, knowing that there's nothing to be afraid of. Making a mistake is also okay. Feeling as though, you know, you have made a mistake when it comes to moving forward and planning this thing, it is fine. You can still retract, okay? Nothing is set in stone yet. Just allow yourself to move forward a little further with this person. Don't freak out, see how it feels, and then allow yourself to be like, okay, this is for me, I want to continue doing so. So group number 4, your reading really just shows that it's up to you. The person who you are meant to be with is going to want to do whatever you want, is going to want to get married because it is something that they have just been into for as long as they have known what a committed relationship is. So know that it's up to you, which can be a lot of pressure, which can cloud your judgment. So try and get to a point of relaxation, meditation. As we spoke about, meditation brings answers in your case, and move forward just step by step. Group number 4, I hope that you enjoyed this reading and that it gave you insight and a little bit of peace of mind and calm. Wherever you are in this world, I hope that you're doing amazing, and I will see you in one of my upcoming readings.